We got a lot to get to. We got a lot of things to talk about. But first, we talked about it earlier. Gilbert Burns did join us earlier. We're going to place that in right now. Gilbert Burns, what are we saying?
What's up, bro? I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. First of all, sorry about yesterday. Little
Good.
health scare there, but everything's good.
Yeah.
Everything's good. But enough about me. First of all, welcome to the show with myself and Luis J. Gomez. How you doing, man? Big title fight coming up. Talk to us. Tell us how you're feeling.
I feel good, excited. Almost time. I have the little thoughts that come and go. Like, man, I wish I'm fighting right now. I don't want to. I don't want to train anymore. But then I talk to myself. I still can get sharper in little things. Keep going to the gym. Weight's good, and cannot wait. Cannot wait. February 13th. If it was for me, it could be tomorrow. I'm feeling good.
Well, it's not far away, is it really? Just around the corner. But this fight has been on the cards for a long time now. So I don't know how you feeling mentally. I mean, did you? I'm not sure what the exact specifics of it were, but was there actually a date set already in the past, but it got cancelled?
It was never settled, but they were working on November, then December, then January, then
Yeah.
eventually February. But uh, I put a lot of goals in between, try to get, okay, this month let's do a lot of wrestling. Next month, okay, this month we don't have no day yet. No, let's do a lot of boxing. So that's how I did that, like control my anxiety and a lot of things because and another thing that I do to control that, I do a lot of grappling matches between just to stay busy, kept,
Mm.
stay competing. But the UFC didn't allow me to do that this time. Say, no, 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 that fight already got canceled. We don't want to have no risks, or you might get injury, so you cannot grapple. So that's why I work more on a lot of base, a lot of fundamentals. Make sure when I go to a camp, I'm already involved a lot. That's what is most what I did.
Was there ever a danger? Because obviously, as you mentioned, the fight has been on the cards for a long time. Were your coaches ever concerned that you were going to peak too soon, that you were going to overtrain, basically just train too much? I mean, this fight has the ability to change your life. So it's a big deal, and it's only natural that you're going to train hard. Was that ever a discussion that you had with your coaches?
I had because as soon as they said I want to go crazy on the beginning, I people know how I train. I like to get after, and I like to outwork people. A couple guys they have a fight schedule. I want to make sure I'm working more than these guys. And we had that conversation. That's why we kind of play a little bit. Okay, this month do a lot of wrestling, and that's how I kind of was able to control that. And but yeah, it was hard. I always want to try to get after, get trained, working my butt off and make sure I'm ready. But we have a little concerns with my strength conditioning with my coach, but everything went well.
What is it that you see in Kamaru that makes you think that he's beatable?
I think everybody's beatable. And the way I see Kamaru is not about Kamaru, it's about me more. Because I do believe I have ability to finish any one of that division. I think I got the knockout power and I got the jiu-jitsu and it's both of their weapons at a high levels. I can submit these guys with my back on the floor. If I get on top, even worse. I do have the power to finish the fight. And it's not even about Kamaru, it's about me. I do believe I'm the best welterweight in the world, and it's just about to prove that.
Well, obviously, coming into this one, you guys have been long-time training partners. So that makes the dynamic very, very different. And just as competitors, it doesn't matter if you were friends or whatever. He has what you want, so I get that. But you guys know each other very well. So generally, when you guys used to train, I mean, how did it go? I'm assuming you're going to say some days he got the better, some days you got the
Yeah.
better. But you know this guy inside out. And I don't expect you to give us too much. But, where do you think you can win this fight?
I think I can finish Kamaru. I do believe the good thing, like for sure, he knows a lot about my game too. But the good thing is he left, and then a lot of training partners they know him very well. And lately, I wasn't training with him very much. I don't know, I was busy getting my fight. He gave me a round here and there. And the last year or so, we didn't train that much together. And then when we trained, he was being Woodley for me one time, and the other time that we trained, he was being Damien Meyer for me. The time before I was being Colby Covington to him and give a couple rounds to him. So but I was never me and he was never him for a while. We didn't train like that. But on the other hand, I have a lot of teammates that been helping him out. They're helping me out right now, and I think that's a huge difference. You know, when you train with a guy that say, "Oh, here he doesn't, he's okay. Here or here he's better. Got to watch out here." So that was my whole training camp. All my teammates helped me so much, and I think that will be the difference. But I do believe I can finish Kamaru with my hands or with my jiu-jitsu, and that's what I believe is going to happen February 13th.
Well, listen, you've certainly shown that you can finish people with your hands or jiu-jitsu. A lot of the time when there's somebody like yourself, I mean, of course, you have hands. You're not a jiu-jitsu guy, but you have a very rich jiu-jitsu pedigree. He has a very rich jiu-jitsu pedigree. You know what I'm going to say? A lot of the time when two guys like that fight each other, it ends up being a stand-up war. Is that what you're expecting coming into this, or are you looking to take him down?
For sure, I'm looking to take him down. Not him, not only Kamaru. Everyone that I face, they gotta watch out with the takedown because I'm gonna look for a takedown. And that's it. It's a powerful weapon that I have is my jiu-jitsu. So why not take him down? And if he does, let's say worst case scenario, he defend there and then we scramble and then we're gonna grapple anyway. So for sure, I'm gonna look for a takedown. Not only Kamaru, but anyone.
Of course. And that was a stupid question by me. Allow me to ask it a different way. Do you think Kamaru is going to take you down? Because obviously, if he takes you down, he's coming into your world.
I hope so. I hope he does.
Of course.
And I might force him to do that with those presents right here. And then I don't know. We'll see. But I do believe it's not going to be only one way fight. It's not going to be only striking. It's not going to be only on the cage. It's not going to be only grappling. It's going to be a war, and I'm looking forward to that. I think we're going to grapple. We're going to strike. We're going to go to the cage. We're going to wrestle. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to a freaking dirty, crazy pace fight. You know.
Now I'm looking at your record, and you're used to fighting a lot. This is the first time that you haven't fought 3 times within a year since 2017. Almost 8 months. Yeah. Almost 8 months off. How are you adapting to that? Do you look at it as a good thing to have this time off, or is it a bad thing?
My coach saw it as a good thing, especially my strength conditioning coach at IAGP. Those guys, they put me through a hard work, and I'm so happy that we could relax your body a little bit because I got short notice. So I got first fight at 170 was in 2 weeks. Boom, I fought. Not even a 2 months gap, I got another short notice and I fought again. And then on that space, after that fight, I was grappling. I grappled a lot. I did a lot of grappling fights. Then I got a big fight against Damian Maia. That was the only full training camp that I had. After that fight, we started a conversation about Tyron Woodley fight. So I was back in the training. So boom, and then I finally got the COVID. Fight got canceled. I was able to I was forced to relax, because I got a COVID. Then I got a quarantine in my room, and I want to spread to my family. So I was in my room for like 14 days to complete that. And as soon as I start testing negative again, then I was slowly back at the gym. But I took a little while. I took that as a kind of rest recovery, and then it was great for my body, great for my brain, and then after a couple weeks prior to the COVID, I got back training, and I felt great. I felt, to be honest, I felt horrible in the beginning. I had no cardio coming back from COVID, but after a little bit, I felt better. That was good for my body. I always, Bisping knows I have always small little injuries, a little bit on my elbow, a little bit on my knee, a little bit. I don't have major injury, but I have a lot of small little injuries that this little time off was good to recover those injuries.
Did COVID really hit you hard? Were you really sick?
It hit me for, let's say, for a week. I felt very bad. I have a freaking so strong headache. The headache was the worst, and I have a fever with a lot of chills for like 2 or 3 days, and I couldn't smell nothing. That's the worst because my wife, the fight was off. I was on my room locked. She was cooking a couple foods that looked so good, but I couldn't taste. I was just kind of imagining the taste. I eat anyways, but that was it. And then when I was back in training, yeah, my cardio felt horrible. Felt that was, I don't know, that was a long time without training. It took me, let's say, 3 weeks to get back to my normal routine, like training twice a day. Because in the beginning, I live in a room that two stairs, just going up on the stairs. I was just feeling very tired. That crazy.
Wow.
You know, Lewis is actually hoping to get COVID so that he doesn't have to smell Harrington. That's one of our producers, because he is kind of a smelly guy. He doesn't shower very often. Obviously now, Kamaru's training at a different team. So in the past, Henry Hooft, your head coach, and he was Kamaru's head coach, he was going to step back. He was going to stay out of it. But now with Kamaru leaving, I'm assuming he's very much involved. And that has got to be a very powerful tool to have your head coach, somebody that used to train the guy that you're going to fight for the belt. I mean, talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, Henry's not going to the fight, but he still respects a lot of Kamaru. They still have feelings, so I'm okay with that. But he's been helping me in the training, and not only Henry Hoof, but Greg Jonas is my wrestling coach. It was his wrestling coach. Kami Barzini, and like I said, all my teammates. So I have an amazing support for and everyone for Sanford MMA. They got my back. They helping me so much, giving me a lot of tips. Hey, watch out with these. Yeah, these ones gonna work on him. Keep doing that, and I cannot be more grateful for my team. But yeah, amazing support for every single one.
I mean, soon you have the ability to be the champion of the world, right? In the best combat sports organization that ever existed, right? This ain't no Mickey Mouse bullshit. If you're the UFC champ, you're the baddest motherfucker alive. There's a pretty bad looking motherfucker as well. Look at that dog. Jesus, hell.
Look at his big head.
You're a married man, right, Gilbert?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, have you allowed yourself to be lying in bed at night with your wife and you're like, man, you know, this time in 6 weeks, I could be champion of the world. And, you know, have you allowed yourself to go there? Because it's fun to dream. It's fun to sit there and think about when you're going to win the lottery. But now this is a real thing and you have a real ability to win this fight. I mean, of course, people say, oh, I'm not looking past Kamaru. And you shouldn't look past Kamaru. But have you allowed yourself to just, you know, fantasize that kind of life that being the world champion will bring?
For sure. I think that
That's
all
the
the
fun
time.
part.
That's not a motivation that I have to make sure work hard to have all the benefits that you will have as a champion. And I for sure dream that. I believe with that. Yeah, I gotta get a vacation with my family, a good one, blah blah blah. But I still got work to do, you know. And every time that I got myself dreaming so much, I say, okay, we still got work to do. And the way I see, I have a war to go. You know, I gotta win that war first, and then the rewards will come after. But I do believe I can win and I always believe that. Like people, you think you're gonna win? What do you think? I say, bro, every time that I go to a fight and even before to a tournament, I always remember that saying that my daddy was saying. Like I don't know if it make a lot of sense in English, might be, but he always say, if you always have the ability to fight, you gotta believe that you have the ability to win. If you can't fight, for sure you can't win. I always have that on the back of my head. If I'm going to I don't care against who. If I'm facing anyone that division, I have the ability to win. I do believe that, and for sure I dream, but I don't dream too much. You know, I gotta kind of remind myself a little bit. Come back. I still got work to do. You know, even 5 weeks coming quick, but I still got a lot of work to do. I want to be sharp. I want to make sure when I step on that octagon, another thing that I have in the back of my head, I gotta make sure I did everything I could in order to get prepared to win that fight. And that's exactly what I'm doing, you know. Go there.